Okay, in some people's quest to depict the Apostle Paul as a sick person, they often turn to Galatians 4:13. Now let me read that in a modern translation. This is the NIV, 1978, and NIV stands for Nearly Infallible Version, is it? As you know, it was because of an illness that I first preached the gospel to you. The key word is what's translated illness. That comes from the original language word asthenia. Now the asthenia, the iota alpha tag on that works just like IA in the English language, and the alpha prefix to it works just like the A prefix in English. So it's without something. The without is without sthenos, which stands for or means strength or vigor. So asthenia is without strength or vigor. It's a very general word. It can mean either literal or figurative. And if it's literal physical, then it can either mean weakness or illness. In other words, anything that would be a weakness or illness in you. So the question is, was it illness? Well, as you can tell right away, the scriptures don't actually say it was an illness as opposed to some other kind of weakness. Now it does after that say, tes sarkos, which is of the flesh. So it's a asthenia of the flesh. So there's something going on here. And to find out what it is actually very easy. You compare this letter to the Galatians to his accounts in the book of Acts, where he visited Galatia. Okay, so we'll turn back to there. It would be Acts chapter 14, and we start in Iconium. Now you can go to the map on the back of your Bible, the Bibles that have maps, and turn to Paul's missionary journeys, his first missionary journey. And you'll see his travels there. And in Galatia, he went to Iconium and then to Lystra and Derbe. You know, in Iconium, he had to flee Iconium because they were persecuting him. He went to Lystra and Derbe. And it was there in Lystra that the man was healed, and they decided he and Barnabas were gods and started to worship them. And Paul and Barnabas tore their clothes and said, don't do this, and so on and so forth. So all was good until the Jews from Iconium followed him, to Lystra and Derbe, and created trouble. At that point, they incited the people, and they took Paul out of the city and stoned him either to death or nearly to death. It doesn't say, but they assumed he was dead. The brothers went around him, the brothers meaning the Christians at the time, surrounded him and got him up. Now, that is the first time that he was in that place. And so you can see that he was weak for a reason. Okay, he was either stoned to death or nearly stoned to death. Whatever it was, how long did it take him to recover? It doesn't say. It could be quick. We don't know, but it was not an illness as in a disease or something like that is necessarily being referred to by the scriptures. That would be reading into the scriptures. So hopefully that settles or at least resolves that issue. No, the scriptures does not say that the Apostle Paul was sick in the sense that we normally mean sick.